Alright guys, we're talking about the Stryker subclass and the nerf that was handed out with Sandbox 2.6.1. Now just a brief recap. Essentially, the perk Trample, which is found on Code of the Juggernaut tree, is now returning less super per kill for both PvE and for PvP, but more noticeably so inside of PvP. They also increased the cost of the light attack, which is your melee attack, by 50%. But the biggest change is this one little thing down here. Regeneration on kill no longer procs in your super. That actually changes the game. You see, on bottom tree Stryker, the perk Reversal, which states that melee kills immediately trigger health regeneration, would also work in your super, which pretty much allowed every Titan that was using this super to kill you, your family, your teammates. Your teammates' family is pretty disgusting. Now with it not proccing health regeneration in the super, this is making some of us use some exotics that we normally wouldn't use. Number one, this ugly thing right here, Eternal Warrior. Now it comes with the perk Resolute, which actually allows us to gain an overshield when we activate our Fist of Havoc. It can be utilized with all of our supers in the Arc subclass here on Titan. It's also got a hidden exotic perk where it actually stuns your enemies, simply because this thing is so hideous looking. I give the art department at Bungie a lot of credit, and they deserve it. But whoever designed this thing had to have been eating Jolly Ranchers and just thought, you know what? I'm just gonna turn this helmet into a big ass Jolly Rancher. But that exotic actually has somewhat of a place now. Another exotic that has skyrocketed since this change, and one that I was actually using, is of course Insurmountable Skullfort, as it comes with the perk Transfusion Matrix, which states kills with art melee abilities trigger health regeneration and restore melee energy. Extremely important for a lot of reasons, most notably for that health regeneration. The melee regeneration is not bad for bottom tree for something like Frontal Assault, but yeah, both of those exotics have gone up a little bit in usage, more notably in Insurmountable Skullfort over Eternal Warrior. Unsurprisingly so, the exotic that has gotten the most usage now is One-Eye Mask, simply because now that you don't have health regeneration, many users are now leaning on One-Eye Mask for that regeneration in your super, proccing things like Vengeance, getting that increase in damage and overshield. It's a no-brainer. Now granted, One-Eye Mask is on its way to being nerfed. How it's going to be nerfed, we really don't know. Its tracking could be nerfed. Maybe they're going to get rid of the overshield, maybe get rid of the overshield and health regeneration. There's so many ways in which Bungie can kill this exotic. But yeah, since that change there, more of our health regeneration exotics, or exotics that give us an overshield, such as Eternal Warrior, has seen somewhat of an increase in usage. Now overall, this change, it's noticeable for sure, but it's not like super noticeable, which kind of makes us wonder, good God, how did we survive bottom tree Stryker for as long as we survived it? The main thing to take away from this, it's a good chance you won't be killed in a spawn and then turn around and be killed in another spawn, because that was the issue that we were running to in before. Some guy would come through there, trample his way through your entire team in one spawn, and then run to the next spawn, still have his super, and continue to regenerate his super with each kill and kill you in the next spawn. So yes, it was overkill for sure. Where it's at right now, I actually think it's balanced. To me, this super and this entire subclass, its strongest suit has always been the neutral game. Frontal Assault, Knockout, Reversal, those things which are normally things that you could put on an exotic are found just right here on this subclass, and they greatly help you in all of your gunfights, as well as melee fights. Now, with these changes, will we see a decline here in bottom tree Stryker users? Because people want immediate results. I got people hitting forums already, looking at percentages of players and trying to see if people have stopped using this subclass. It has not been killed off. Like I said, still very much a great subclass, and a lot of Titans actually used it more or less for its neutral game than for its super. That super was just a big cherry on top, a really big cherry. As far as overall percentage of players that are using this subclass, I do not see this diminishing this season. You still got Thunder Coil, which paired with something like Knockout can one-hit melee opponents inside of Crucible. You still got One-Eye Mask, which has not been nerfed yet. And like I said, unfortunately, you're probably going to see an increase in One-Eye Mask users before it gets nerfed, at least. I think you won't really start to see Titans use other subclasses until we get a new batch of artifact mods that can benefit it elsewhere. Which again, it's kind of sad for myself. I have not really used hammers this season. Used it a little bit, but more or less I've been playing Stryker or Sentinel. And since this update, I might even lean more towards Sentinel. Now inside of comp, and that's the thing, when we talk about percentage of players and what subclasses they use, I think you're going to see a decrease decrease here in bottom tree Stryker, especially after One Eye Mask is nerfed. And maybe after that point, you may see a decrease in Titans just in general. Something to take note of when we talk about metas is that they actually change from playlist to playlist. Most commonly used weapons in 6v6 are not necessarily going to be the most commonly used weapons in elimination or competitive. And the same applies to our subclasses. For me, using Stryker inside of competitive, I just don't like. Yes, it's got good neutral game, but it's a slay out neutral game. It's a get in there, get dirty, get crazy, get multi-kills. 9 times out of 10, the way I use my super inside of competitive is to beat other supers. And bottom tree Stryker normally does not beat other supers. Its animation is too long, whether it's the R2 attack or the melee attack. And there's too many supers that can actually time themselves and beat you in 1v1s, which is why I like Sentinel more in comp. Hammers used to be my go-to, and I used to love using hammers to shut down other supers. Unfortunately, until we get Garrison, I do not feel comfortable with hammers anymore. Yes, it can slay out, but there's too many times Dawn Blades with their tracking freaking swords kill me in 1v1 scenarios, and I hate it. Overall, guys, if you have not seen a decrease here in bottom tree Stryker users, it's well on its way. Probably really won't start dipping off until next season with the refresh and artifact mods, as well as the nerf to One Eye Mask. And understand, there is a lot of Titans out there that say they are Titan mains, but they are only playing Titan because of One Eye Mask. So guys, that is our review for Stryker after the nerf. Now, before I let you guys go, we've got a sponsor. And I know I probably should have done this at the beginning of the video, but our gents over at MojoDesk actually has a special going on right now in which you can get some money off on your standing desk. Now, I know I got some complaints about this. A lot of people are like, whoa, man, that is so much money for a desk. And yes, it is. It's a lot, which is why if you're like a college student or somebody with a very healthy back, this is probably not the desk for you. You're probably fine with just anything. Hell, I used to sit on the edge of my bed and play Destiny all the time. I was fine. And then somewhere along the way, I hurt my back. Pretty freaking bad too. So right now, on any purchases over $700, you can get $100 off with code B100. And MojoDesk actually has an entire setup there that is for gamers. We did a review on it. I've been using it. I am using it currently. I'm standing right now with this desk. It keeps my back healthy. And if you got a healthy back, boys, I'm telling you, life is good. If I got any older gentlemen in here, you know what I'm talking about. A bad back can affect you in so many ways. Not just on the pain scale, even though that is a big one, but in the bedroom. Come on, fellas, let's talk about it. It's hard to get that flow down, that motion of the ocean, when you got back problems giving you issues. And if that doesn't motivate you, I don't know what else can. Honestly though, guys, whether it's a MojoDesk or another desk, a standing desk has been one of the best investments I ever made. Sitting for hours and hours is so bad for you. It really is. So do yourself a favor, guys. Invest in a standing desk at some point. And if it's a cheap one for right now, so be it. But I know Glad uses MojoDesk. I use MojoDesk as well. This is by far the best quality desk you can use. I mean, it's straight up industrial. A tornado can go through my house and leave nothing here, but this desk will probably be standing. So it's a little heavy. Might throw your back out putting it together. Nah, I'm joking. It ain't that heavy. But it is pretty solid. Again, guys, down below is a link to Mojo's site. It's a referral link. Yes, I do get paid for it, but it's through that referral link that we can also save you money with code B100 to save you $100. So check it out. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching. And as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.